I could get very emotional right now, but I'm not going to. But this has been the toughest challenge of my life. Oh, why did I say I'm not going to cry? Then I cry. How much you're fighting against the odds. Do not give up. Please do not give up.
So high knees powering through. We have got
this. Welcome back to my channel, guys. Have I got some incredible news for you? Like, wow. It has been a hot minute since I uploaded on YouTube. It's been, I think, about 2 weeks. Yeah, the uploading schedule has kind of, gone downhill. Yes, it went like that, Teddy. It went down. So last week I went home to London for a week. The main purpose of my trip was to go and see my surgeon, basically to get a date for my surgery. For those of you who've been following my knee, ski accident, DVT, crazy journey, you will know it hasn't been easy. And things have kind of started turning around, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go to London. I'm gonna get a date for my surgery. I'm gonna have the surgery. We have like a year-long process of rehab. Maybe one day, if I'm crazy enough, I will ski again. And I went into the surgeon's office and I came out feeling pretty good. I had some shock news, guys, some very, very shock news. So I can't stop spinning just because these earrings are like very spinnable. Can we just take a moment to appreciate, does anyone watch EastEnders? If anyone is British out there and has watched EastEnders, you will know what I'm talking about. They're quite Pat Butcher. They're actually quite ridiculous, but I just felt like colour and I couldn't be bothered to wash my hair, so I just put the earrings in, and yeah, don't judge. So this video is mainly going to be packed full with my surgeon giving you guys the news, just because he is the most incredible person. His name is Mr. Adil Ajiued. He is based in the 40th Clinic and also Guy's and St Thomas Hospital in London. He is one of the best in the world, particularly for ACL surgery. But the best way of describing Adil from meeting him just 3 or 4 times, is he is one of the most caring surgeons I have ever met. He looks at the bigger picture to an extent that I've never known before. He cares so much about his patients. He takes into account everything that encompasses their life, not just the injury itself, but their career, their lifestyle, how it's affecting their mental health. And yeah, I feel very, very lucky to have had him as a surgeon, even though I might not be having surgery. But I just want to say, for those of you who are going through a similar situation at the moment, or have been through a similar situation, you've had a knee injury, maybe even a ski accident, ACL rupture, do not give up. This is proof that if we look after our bodies, they will thank us in the long run. And I know I am in a very, very unusual situation right now. I am totally aware of that. But one thing that I've learned throughout this process is your mental strength is just as important as your physical strength. Your compliance with your physio and your prehabilitation is invaluable. It's been me by myself, physio once a week, but I have been so compliant. My nutrition has been so on point, guys, and I know I sound like a geek, but I don't regret it for 1 second. Every single book on healing, on an anti-inflammatory diet I could physically find. I listened to every podcast I could get my ears onto. Like, this news, yes, has been a shock, but I've grafted for it, and you guys deserve exactly the same thing. So I really, really hope you take something away from this. I'm gonna go over to Adil now, take us back to London and let him do the talking. And if you guys have any questions at all, I'm here for you. Please comment them down below. I love you so much, and thank you so much for your support over the last 3.5 months. Bye, guys. I've just finished up my assessment. I want to introduce you to Mr. Adil Ajiued, who is my surgeon based here in the 40th Clinic in London. I'm going to be asking him a few questions which you guys sent in to me regarding my knee, because I just had some pretty amazing news. Relatively common in ski injuries. It is a multi-ligament injury, meaning that there's more than one ligament damaged. Now, the main question is, why have we waited for surgery? Why did we not just go straight in and operate?
Historically, we did sometimes used to operate on these injuries acutely. So within the first week or so of the injury. But from experience, we found that that doesn't always give us the best results. And what we like to think about in terms of the ligaments within the knee is we divide them up into those ligaments that generally don't heal, and those are the lateral collateral ligaments and the ACL. And then those ligaments that can heal if you support them properly and hold the knee in a good position. And those ligaments are the MCL and the PCL. So the philosophy that we now work towards is one of allowing the ligaments that can heal to heal. So we call that a downgrading philosophy, while maintaining good joint health. So maintaining good range, managing the swelling, maintaining as much muscle strength as we can. We always get muscle wasting. We try and mitigate that as much as we can. And then once the ligaments have healed and downgraded, we look at what we've got. And whatever hasn't healed and whatever is still loose and unstable, we then consider treatment options, which can sometimes include surgery.
So in my case, it was the MCL that we braced for, I don't even know, 8 weeks, 6 to 8 weeks, and that healed beautifully.
So we went down a strict MCL bracing regimen, and that was 6 weeks of very, very strict bracing, day and night, with the brace being kept snug at all times, with a limited range for the first 2 weeks, and then we gradually increased the range. And then for weeks number 7 and 8, we weaned you out of the brace really quite slowly, because sometimes we find that the knee can feel really good, the MCL can feel really, really good at week 6, but then people get going very quickly, and then it can loosen up by a millimetre or two. So with that last 2 weeks, we just like to wean you out a little bit more slowly. And your MCL is done beautifully. I mean, there's almost nothing to feel in the difference of your MCL between your injured knee and your uninjured knee.
And what would be your advice to people who don't know whether it's worth doing prehab?
Prehab is absolutely critical and mandatory. So ACL injury. So what I tell my patients is that surgery is not mandatory. So not having surgery and living without an ACL, which we call becoming a coper, is a reasonable option for some people, and some people choose to do that, and that's not a problem at all. Other people, because they're very young and sporty, and they don't want to have the risk of re-injury, opt to have surgery. Before commencing coping strategy or before commencing surgery, prehab is really critical to get the knee in the best possible condition, so that after your surgery, you're only rehabbing surgery and not your injury, because you've already rehabbed your injury. Most of your listeners are very, very young, but their mums and dads will remember an advert on TV called the Man from Milk Tray, a Cadbury's chocolate advert.
I remember it.
So it's a famous advert. You can probably YouTube it and see the advert. And basically, it's about this kind of secret 007 agent diving into the sea through shark-infested waters. Climbing onto a yacht, creeping into a lady's bedroom, leaving her a box of chocolates, and then diving over the edge and disappearing. And it was all because the lady loved Milk Tray. So he was like a cat burglar in reverse. He crept in, left the box of chocolates, and disappeared, and no one knew he was there. And that's the aim of surgery. The aim of ACL surgery is to creep into a quiet knee, leave an ACL, and creep out, causing the minimum of injury, the minimum of pain, the minimum of swelling. So the philosophy we have, if we were to creep into your knee and put an ACL in before prehab, that's a bit like creeping into a house on fire to leave a box of chocolates. So that's why prehab is so important.
That's amazing to hear, because that's kind of what's happened with me, I guess. The prehab has played such a major role.
Well, so prehab in you, really, really critical to allow your MCL to downgrade, to allow your fibular fracture to heal. And interestingly, today, at 4 months, examining your knee, you may fall into a very small subset of people whose ACL has actually healed. So as I mentioned, the ACL usually doesn't heal, but we do know that about 1% of patients, if they go really, really slow, and if the two floppy ends of the torn ACL are kind of touching and are opposed, and if we don't stress that, which in your case we didn't because you were braced, they may heal back. And when we examine your knee, doing the special knee tests, it feels like you have an ACL.
Which is crazy.
Which is rare, but not unknown.
Yeah.
So that's really important because at this stage, that allows us to put on the brakes.
Yeah.
Because I know you kind of, having done all your research and with your background physio knowledge, you felt that surgery was going to be the best thing for you.
Yeah.
We kind of need to put the brakes on that now.
Yeah.
And we're going to reassess your knee, possibly with another MRI scan, assess the structure of the ACL.
Yeah.
And if it feels good and it looks good and it's behaving well, then I don't think you should have surgery.
Whoa! Could we have a quick look at the ACL? Just
Absolutely.
So we can have a look.
So just to point at a few structures. So this is looking at your knee sideways.
Yep.
So your kneecap is at the front of your knee here.
Yep.
This is the thigh bone called the femur. And this is the shin bone called the tibia.
Yep.
And this structure here, which I'm going to show like this, this is the ACL.
Yeah.
And the ACL there should be a solid black line with lots of fibres which are lined up and are parallel.
Yeah.
And it should look a little bit like the grain, looking at the grain in a plank of wood.
Yes.
So the lines of the grain should follow upwards and shouldn't break. In your case, there's this line going through the ACL, and the signal within the ACL is bruised. So it should all be kind of quite dark grey or even black.
Yeah.
But instead it's a bit blotchy with white, which tells us that the tissue is quite bruised. So this is the ACL tear.
Yeah. The white there.
The white bit there.
Yeah.
And if we slide through your slices and we go through to a different slice, we can see this is your PCL, your posterior cruciate. And that kind of gives you an idea of what the ACL should look like in that orientation.
Yeah.
And that's an uninjured PCL.
Yeah.
So that's your ACL injury. And because your two pieces of ACL were pointing towards each other, opposed, I think they may well have healed.
Yeah. Wow. Time will tell. 3 months, more prehab.
Yeah, so I think we carry on with the rehab and all the good strength work you've been doing.
Yeah.
I think we should do an MRI scan beyond the 6-month mark.
Yeah.
Because that will give us a really good idea as to how much ACL healing and remodeling there's been.
Yeah.
And if it is as we expect, which is to say that the tissue is in continuity and good caliber, then we can work on a non-operative course of treatment. Yeah. And that's not the same as being a coper without an ACL.
Yeah.
That's getting back to being cutting, twisting sportswoman, but with an ACL that's working.
So there could be the option to ski again if I want.
Absolutely, absolutely.
If I want, is the
I'm sure you'll get better skiing.
Oh, we'll see.
To bear in mind, there's always the possibility that it may not look thick and strong and well remodeled. Again, we'll take that under advisement and we'll reassess.
Yeah, amazing. So now it's just back to the hard work.
Back to the hard work.
For the good news.
That is fantastic. So I think the really important key take-home messages is good prehab.
Yeah.
Good physio.
Yeah.
Good nutrition. Yeah. Good health.
Yes, amazing. That really sums it up, doesn't it? It really does. Thank you, Adil.
No problem.
So now I think you guys will understand why I'm so happy. I have a long way to go, guys. About another year's worth of rehab, and for once I feel excited. I could get very emotional right now, but I'm not going to. But this has been the toughest challenge of my life, and it sounds very dramatic, but looking back through the videos at the beginning and how upset I was and how challenging it was, oh, why did I say I'm not going to cry? Then I cry. I just want all of you guys to know, regardless of how big, how small your injury is, how much you're fighting against the odds, do not give up. Please do not give up. Do everything that the specialists are telling you to do and more. And yeah, guys, I'm here for you. If you need any advice, any encouragement, any motivation, I'm here with you every step of the way, and I promise to upload more regularly. Sorry about that, but yeah, please hit the subscribe button, drop a comment down below, give this video a thumbs up, all of that jazz, which you already do because you guys are amazing, and I will see you for another video very soon. And as I said before, I am beyond thankful for your support. It's actually you guys have played a major role in getting me through this, so thank you, and I love you. Bye. You're gonna say hi? He's about, what, 4 kg now? I thought you were supposed to be a toy poodle. He's so leggy. He's just like his mum. Look at the length of those legs. Show them. Oh, thanks, Teds. Loveball. I love him so much. He's literally changed my life. Say bye, Teds. Bye.